So I know Virginia Beach and the Virginia Beach area very, very well. But sometimes I run into a neighborhood, one that I'm like, why have I not talked about this neighborhood before? It has some really cool features, but in this case, you can get to the beach in different cities in 5 minutes. It's got the access to different parts of town. It's got access to restaurants, things to do, shopping, essentials, all within pretty close proximity. And it's wooded, so you can get close to the beach in different cities, and you're in a well-wooded neighborhood with character. Some houses in here even have water access away from the beach, and it's not actually that expensive relative to the areas around it. The neighborhood is called Lake Shores in Virginia Beach. And of course, I'll talk about the drawbacks to living here too, because there are a few things I want to go over with you that I do think are worth noting if you are considering moving to Lake Shores or this Virginia Beach area. The question first is, where is Lake Shores? Well, if you look on the map, I'll show you. You see on here, Norfolk, Chesapeake, Virginia Beach right here. If you zoom in, the northern side of Virginia Beach has Shore Drive all through right here. It's a very long and prominent road. And if you live near Shore Drive, it is very helpful to get there to other beaches, restaurants, to other cities, to Norfolk, the Norfolk Navy Base, Little Creek. And then you've got Route 13, Northampton Boulevard right here, and also Independence Boulevard right here. 3 very prominent streets that all go to different directions. And if you live close by one of these, it's helpful. But then imagine living near all 3 of them. Zoom in right here. This neighborhood right here is Lake Shores. And from Lake Shores, you can get pretty much anywhere within a reasonable amount of time. I'm going to first drop a pin and show you what the neighborhood feels like. Now, there are different parts of the area, and it feels differently in different parts of it a little bit. But for the most part, you're going to see some pretty nice lots in here. You're going to see a lot of brick ranches. You're going to see houses built in the 50s and the 60s, and a mixture of 2-story and ranch styles. That means a lot of these houses are going to be anywhere from like the 15, 16, 1700 square foot range over into the 2,000, 2,500, even 3,000 and up square foot range based on the location in the neighborhood, based on the size of the lot. And one of the things I like about the Lake Shores neighborhood is the houses are very unique, or they can be. Some of them are just kind of your basic brick ranches, which is fine for me. But some of them are very unique, and so you won't find these in other places, I think, in a widespread. So each house could be a surprise as to what you might find. On a positive, of course, also it could be a negative because floor plans could be a bit mixed too. So each house might be its own mixed bag, and so that's where you might also find some differences in pricing, because not every house that's square footage of 2,500 square feet will feel the same, right? So some of those neighborhoods that are built in the 90s and 2000s have the same traditional floor plans, so you kind of know what you're going to get in each size. But with a place like Lake Shores, where you have a lot more variety, you might find that square footage might not all mean the same from house to house. If you're on the water, you're going to be paying over $1 million. But as you go off the water, you're going to be in the 6s, in the 5s, and even into the 4s as you get closer to the front of the neighborhood as well. So it really depends on where you are. And you can also see the tree coverage. As you get closer to the front, you see less tree coverage as you go closer to the back. But even then, you still see more tree coverage there than you even see in other parts of the Hampton Roads area. Like this whole northern section of Virginia Beach is loaded with trees. So that's why I like finding the nooks and crannies in the northern part, because even the cheapest parts of the northern section of Virginia Beach has great tree coverage. A lot of these are made also primarily brick. Some brick and vinyl combo, and you'll see the styles of houses in this time period. You'll see that combination, often a brick style and then maybe a vinyl section on the front side of the house. You'll see a lot of garages. You'll see some that are converted. As you'll also see is that the houses near the front of the neighborhood are closer to like a 1/4 acre. Then as you go further back, you'll find more and more that are 0.3, 0.4, a half an acre. And then as you go further back into the corner, you will see some that are an acre or more. And you see all this tree coverage in the back here. These houses they're awesome. I mean, you get the half acre to an acre or more, and you get big 3,000 plus square foot houses. I'm going to show you some street views closer to the water. You'll see a difference, and you'll see the larger lots. You'll see the half, 3/4 acre or more, and you'll still see a lot of ranches back here, brick ranches. But man, this is to me one of the most overlooked parts of Virginia Beach, and then it being in the corner of this most overlooked part of Virginia Beach, I'd say it's a real gem for the price. $1 million and up on the water. But you get more land, I think, with most houses on the water here as opposed to for the same price in other parts of Virginia Beach on water as well. Now, part of that is because you're giving up, you don't have the deep water access. You can't get a big boat out here. Now, I believe the restrictions for Lake Smith and the area around Lake Smith, and we can call this the Little Creek Reservoir, is that I think you can have a motorized boat 10 horsepower or less, the small ones, and then of course the canoes, the small boats. You can get that relaxed feel, but it's not going to be like get your big yacht out and take it over to the Chesapeake Bay. It's not really what this is. And a lot of these houses also are back up off of the road, so it adds an even nicer and more secluded dynamic than just having a big lot and having a house right up on the road, which sometimes you find that in Hampton Roads. You'll have some houses in here in these 6s and 7s as well off the water, and again, the nicer the condition of the house, the larger the house, again, 3,000 and more square feet and larger lots, you're going to be bumping into the 6s and 7s for sure. But you can still find a nice house in here in the 4s and 5s in a great part of town and feels super convenient. You get a lot of houses that are 3 bedrooms, 4 bedrooms, and you'll see some that are 5 and some, maybe bigger ones too, even on the water. So you get a mixed variety. And I mentioned the beaches. You have 2 primary beaches that are very close to you. Chic's Beach is literally a drive up, take shore drive, boom, right here off Pleasure House Road. This is Chick's Beach, one of the most prominent and popular neighborhood beaches in Virginia Beach. And then going towards the west side, towards Norfolk, Shore Drive takes you up towards East Beach and Ocean View, when you can get to the Ocean View area in about 5 minutes or so as well from Lake Shores. Now, I want to talk to you about the area around here as far as the convenience and what's around here that's so great. Again, number one is you are literally across the street-ish from Little Creek Amphibious Base. Literally. There it is. There's Lake Shores, there's Little Creek. Of course, I mentioned both of the closest beaches already. You've got restaurants up and down Route 60, which is Shore Drive. Some of my favorites are Bay Local, which is over closer to the Lesnar Bridge on the other side of there, over near Great Neck. One of my favorite seafood places is Dockside, which is on the corner here that faces the inlet. Chick's Oyster Bar, Bubba's, a couple other popular ones around here too. Good Burger Place, which is the Craft Burger Bar, which is on Shore Drive. A lot of seafood, a lot of restaurants up and down Route 60, which is Shore Drive. And of course, in addition to that, all that, you got Great Neck, all down here also. So up and down Independence, plenty of great restaurants. As you go further down south, you'll hit Town Center, which has a lot of the chains. Plenty of big boxes, plenty of stores, plenty of grocery stores. You got Wegmans, which is my favorite grocery store, which is in Town Center. Walmart's in that area. And of course, as you go further north there, you got Food Lion. You're close to Kroger, which is on Route 60. Plenty of grocery stores, plenty of shopping. And one of the things about this area too is even though you are secluded in the neighborhood, it feels like you can go to all different places and different parts of the area. So it feels like you can breathe. And that's what I like too. I like being able to go to the east, go to the west, go to the north, the south, or even go to the north. I like being able to go to different places and it feels like I'm not just stuck in one section of town. Love that. And another thing too is while you're in this area, you're very close to a couple other sites. Pleasure House Point Natural Area. So here's the neighborhood. Come out of here, you got the Pleasure House Point Natural Area here. Great trails. And then next to that is the Bayville Golf Club. Real nice private country club. But then next to that is the Bayville Farms Park, which has a disc golf course. You got volleyball, basketball courts, tennis courts, or I guess now tennis and or pickleball. Plenty of open space in the Bayville Farms Park. It's really one of the nicer parks in Virginia Beach, I think. So that's close. Next to also the Bayside Rec Center, which is one of the several rec centers in Virginia Beach where, again, for really low cost, I think it's about $125 or so per person for the year, get access to relatively newly designed or renovated rec centers, pools, weight rooms, but nice, all super close to Lake Shores, which is right around the corner there off Independence. Now, one of the reasons I think that's a little bit cheaper is also school district. So you have Shelton Park Elementary School, got Independence Middle School, and then you have Bayside High School. So again, do your research on school districts, see if these are the ones that you want or don't. If it doesn't matter as much for school district, this is a great bang for buck spot. All the things considered from what we were talking about, comparing like for water access, seclusion, but also access to different parts of town. And Lake Shores has a civic league. There's no HOA. Most of the neighborhoods in the 50s and 60s built in Virginia Beach don't have HOAs. I don't even know if there is one that I can think of. But some of these have civic leagues, and Lake Shores has one. You can do more research about that as well. Another benefit of Lake Shores is that even though you're on water or near water, almost all of the neighborhood does not require flood insurance, which is also something that if you're near water, you'd think I should get flood insurance or need flood insurance, which you can get it. but it may not be required by FEMA. And most of the area I don't think is required at all by FEMA to get flood insurance. Now, some drawbacks will be that these houses, again, cast iron piping. I keep saying this about these houses built in the 50s and 60s, but cast iron piping, drain lines from the house to the street. Be ready for the potential of those needing to be replaced if they have not already. There is potential for insurance for that. You can look into that as well for the drain lines. That's something you can check into as possible. But again, it's an older house kind of thing that you got to be aware of. I'd say some drawbacks too could be, the houses closest to some of the main roads like Independence Boulevard, Shore Drive, those houses might get more traffic sound because you're so close to a main road with a lot of cars going by. So even though once you get off of the main road, you may not notice much at all, but as you get closer, you will hear some noise progressing yourself closer to the main roads just because of how busy those roads are. So if you have any other questions about relocating to Virginia Beach, Lake Shores, or any other area in Virginia Beach, Chesapeake, Norfolk, through Williamsburg, in all the Hampton Roads area, let me know. It's what I do. I love helping people relocate to the area. So if you have any questions, I have my contact information in the description. You can email me, call me, or text me, and I'll do whatever I can to help you relocate to the area. If you want to learn more in detail about living in Virginia Beach or the Hampton Roads area through Chesapeake, Norfolk, or anywhere through Williamsburg, I have some videos here you can click on to get more in depth and more information about what it's like to live in the Virginia Beach area. And click there and I'll see you on that video.